Lille, the capital of Haute-France, is a foodie heaven renowned for its marvelous Meurthe waffles, Flemish carbonade, maroilles cheese, all served in their wonderful estaminet. Lille is much more than waffles and beer. With over 30 chocolate makers, Encuentro has been settled in 2017 in Saint-André-les-Lilles with their factory. Their first boutique opened on the Grand Place back in November of 2024. Their unique feature? The bean-to-bar production.
So what makes the other chocolates different of Encuentro is that, in fact, what we have is a bean-to-bar chocolate, which means that we are one of the few chocolate makers in France, no more than 2%, to do this, to make our chocolate from the cocoa bean. It's the knowledge of each terroir of cocoa. Dominican cocoa is not going to be made in the same way as Vietnam or Martinique.
Encuentro is the idea of Candice and Antoine, born 12 years ago in the Dominican Republic. Also the name of a beach on the island, it's above all about their connection with cocoa producers.
When we choose a cocoa, it's not something from a catalog. In fact, as the name says, it comes from a meaning. The producer's project has to appeal to us. For example, a friend might recommend this cocoa, so we're going to find out if he does things correctly regarding agroforestry work, because he has a reason to use the resources, especially water. We have, for example, our cocoa from the Congo that supports the emancipation of women in that country.
It's when the cocoa beans are roasted that it's decided which flavor the chocolate would have. The roasting time varies according from the origin of the cocoa. The beans are then ground, the sugar added, and the product is poured into bricks. This brings out the cocoa butter naturally contained in the chocolate. Taste is key, but not only that.
What Candice and Antoine would love to do is to be able to go and check for themselves each time. But for that, we work with sourcing companies. Their job is really to go out and find the best cocoa and present it to us. We have samples of beans that we test and we see if we like it. In fact, they assure us that conditions on site are good for both people and nature.
From the beginning, the chocolate factory has been committed to fairly compensating its suppliers, who come from 14 countries. Using only fine cocoa, Encuentro is not affected by the rising stock market value.
We're dealing with a product that, for the last 50 years or so, has been sold on the stock market around $3,000 a ton. There was an explosion last spring when the price rose to over $12,000 per ton. Our cocoa we pay outside the circuit. We pay our producers a fair price for their work. As a result, we've been less affected by the raise since we were already approaching these prices. We were paying an average of $9,000 a ton for our cocoa.
Their key product, the intense Rocher.
Our flagship product is the Rocher. It took us more than a year to develop the recipe. They contain only 15% of sugar, so it's really exceptional compared to what's available on the market. It's something that takes us a long time to produce, and when it's out of stock, we get messages asking when is the next batch ready.
While awaiting Easter, Encuentro hopes to renew their lease to remain on the Grand Place.